within myself to hold them. It took a little bit to get used to, sure, but I felt it was nice to have insurance. Someone might try to steal my storage bag. Aside from that, I would only invite trouble if I flashed around too much money in public. With that in mind, I adjusted my aura once again to give the appearance of the noble class. Finally, my preparations complete, I activated my planar shift power. The world seemed to collapse around me, and suddenly everything changed. I was now standing in a dark alleyway, along one of the busy streets of Ashtanu, the capital city of Kiral. Kiral was a popular trade country, located so close to the ferry gate. Ever since the return of the deckmaster, Alu, their industry had boomed. They now specialized in a new field, which they named card synthesis. Card synthesis was a technique that Alu had touched on himself, but only barely. It had given him the power to perform a fusion of multiple cards without needing the fusion card itself. This was the first step, emulation. Synthesis went a step further, binding the emulated effect into a card. I left my alley and walked into the noisy streets. It was easy to tell who was from around here and who wasn't. Natives of Deccan rarely wore backpacks or any large satchels. Local products could all be stored in card form, after all. And with the appearance of card synthesis, it was slowly becoming possible to store items produced from other worlds in cards as well. Thus, most natives simply carried a small container for their cards, typically somewhere hidden on their person. I was able to see this as a small bulge in a vest pocket, or a slightly thicker sleeve. Those who could afford to do so went a step further, enchanting an everyday item with a storage space. I had heard about the card synthesis development only recently, by watching the world through my mirrors. I had yet to see one of these special cards myself, so when I placed myself within this world, I made sure to choose a location near one of the largest card vendors in the city. Above their door was a sign of a kitsune with 9 golden tails, something which immediately caught my eye. I had never heard of a 9-tailed kitsune, which meant it was very likely that this store was founded by Udana, or one who learned some information from her. When I entered the store, there was a thin man with black hair standing in a business suit behind the counter. He didn't immediately greet me, as he was already dealing with another customer. As such, I merely moved along the wall. This store, and probably others as well, didn't display their cards out in the open. Instead, they had a number of catalogs laid out along the walls for people to browse through. Once I opened the catalog, I realized immediately that it was enchanted. Like a magical tracker of the store's stock, it held up-to-date numbers on all cards within their storage. I couldn't help but smile when I realized this, happy to see that they had come this far with their magic to make such a thing commercially available. Browsing through the pages, I saw that they primarily sold basic cards from the 3 tiers of magic. Only a few popular fusion spells were listed, such as the 1st-tier Fireball, 2nd-tier Teleport, or... My eyes widened as I saw the price of a completed 3rd-tier spell. Its name was Autonomous Home Defense Ward, priced at a staggering 2,500 fox gold. For reference, the 2nd-tier Teleport spell cost a mere 50 fox gold. Udana, what is this spell? I asked mentally, focusing on the target of my curiosity. Udana spoke up, seeming surprised I was calling for her. Oh, that's a really good one. Pretty popular with the higher class. As long as it is placed in a ward generator and supplied enough mana, it handles most aspects of home security. It keeps a record of the last 24 hours of surveillance, passively increases the defense of all structures in the ward area, and comes with an alarm if any structure suffers a certain amount of damage. So it was a one-time investment, but offered a lot of utility for those that could afford it. I thanked Udana for her information, just as I noticed the kitsune man walking over towards me. "Can I help you find something?" he asked with a polite smile. I hadn't changed into anything overly fancy before coming here, so it was nice that he didn't look at me as if he were trying.